First of all, we would like to say hi to everybody online. And here we have a class with one student who is a beginner, who had taken class years ago, right? Now we just treat her as a beginner. So my first section of this workshop is to introduce some knowledge about Chinese brush painting tools, starting from the brush. So we have some brush I just picked for this demo. As you can see, we have different sizes, from very small to very big. There are 5 brushes. We call it 5 basics. Actually, we can start from the 3 basics. A stiff brush, a wall hair brush, and let me see this one. A soft brush, or sheep hair, or you may call it goat hair brush. In Chinese, the same word, so we don't have any word distinguish the goat and the sheep. Sometimes we call it sheep hair. You might translate it as goat hair. And this one is a weasel hair, small detail brush. And this is a super wash brush. It's a little bigger than the soft brush. So it's on the soft side. We have 2 brushes to recommend. On the stiff side, we can also add we call it red whisker landscape brush. It's a very stiff, rough brush. So you can have this 5 to start with, and on the stiff side we have 3, on the soft side 2 different sizes. The soft brush are good to paint flowers and dabbing the leaves, the color base, and we can use this stiff brush to do the stem and the veins with. So they are more like a lining brush liner. These are the washers. Understand? Okay. And so from there you can have some there are different sizes on each group, right? Also, there is something in between I like to mention. So this one, if you only want one brush, I would say it's the combination brush. This one combines the soft hair and the stiff hair. We call it soft and stiff combination with a thicker core, with a stiff core. So this brush can do anything from lining to washing, anything. And it's also a good calligraphy brush to have. So if you go further, you can try some specialty brushes. They're mixed hair brushes. The difference between the combination and the mix is this one is I just soaked it so you cannot really see the original color, but it's brown and white. If you can see.
Yes, I can see that.
The brown is stiff, the white is soft, but there are also other hairs like bald hair. It could be also white. And this one is a very rough brush. It's used to paint a split brush landscape. It's designed to be a split brush, but there are more well pointed ones like this killer brush. We call it Chang, which is the inventor of this brush. Ox ear hair brush. Ox ear is the bristle originally was coming from the ranch that Chang lived in Brazil. He collected ox ear hair. It's very expensive. We sell for $38. This one is about 30 or 20 something. So this killer brush is very pointed and very it's softer than rat whisker or other like Bejer hair or something. It's very fine, very good. It comes back to point and the shape is very good brush to have. And this one comes, with two different sizes. The mixed brush I mentioned earlier. This we call the 福报式 landscape brush. It is good for split hair texture. I will show you in the demo later. So for painting greeting cards or ACUs, I use smaller brushes like this. So you can have tiny little brush, or smaller combination brush, or soft brush and stiff brush. That's for different size, different measurement. Yeah.
So this is.
The 5 basics.
This is the soft.
Soft.
The medium, and this is the hard brush.
This is a combination of the two.
Of the two.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's stiff. Yeah, stiff usually comes in. Yeah, stiff. It's made of weasel hair, or we call it wolf, because in Chinese weasel has the word wolf in it. Yellow wolf, rat, or something. Mm-hmm. That's what we call the weasel animal. So to abbreviate it as a general name for stiff hair, we call it wolf hair, but it includes like a mountain horse or other badger, or also recently we have included a raccoon brush, also belongs to the colored group. The white is the only color for soft brushes. The only exception is the baby hair. We don't have it here, but baby hair is black because the Chinese baby hair are black. First cut of baby is very soft. That's the only exception. Otherwise, all the soft brushes are white. So it's very easy to tell. Mm-hmm. And then what brush to use for what subject matters depends on the size of the stroke. If you use this brush, you can do the back of a heron, right, or something. But you cannot use like this brush to do a heron. You will take numerous strokes. So it depends on the objects you're painting, also the size, the scale of the painting, which brush you use, and other than that, also the line or the surface. For the painting lines, most likely you can use the stiff brush. Painting the surface, the form, you may use a wash brush liner. There are many ways you can define it, but basically, for me, they're stiff and soft in different sizes. The small and the large are relative. There's no number system because every brush maker is, or every kind of brush has large, small, medium within that category. So it's not an easy way, to number them. But all Chinese brushes comes with a point, unless there's specialty brushes. Most brushes come to a point and round it. Unlike the flat brush you might have, can I borrow the flat brush you have? Yeah.
The big fella.
Yeah. So most Western brushes would look like a flat brush. It could be smaller, like an oil painting brush. In this case, you only use the tip, right? It can only perform certain functions. So there could be a mop or any, like a different shape, designed for different function. But in Chinese brush, we have a universal shape. It's the same kind of brush we use for writing, for calligraphy. So a good brush we usually start to use for calligraphy. When it's getting old, we use for painting. That's how the practice in the past. And also the painting and the calligraphy share some common aesthetics, we call it, of the same origin in art. Calligraphy and the painting are of the same origin, because the line quality is the same, we emphasize. But before we do any test, we need to introduce paper. We have two pieces of paper example here. One is called Unsized, or raw paper. Both of them are Xuan, Xuan. Let me just use water to write these terms. This is a magic class. It's good to use for practice strokes without using or wasting any paper. So I can use this as a blackboard. Okay. Xuan. Xuan is a Chinese place name. It's a county. Xuan County in Anhui Province. It's about 1 hour and a half, maybe 1 hour nowadays with highway from my hometown Nanjing, the southern capital, to this place. So I went there just recently to see a paper making museum. I will publish the video later on YouTube. You can see how this paper was made. Mainly it's made of a special tree bark and some straw fibers. So this is called Xuan paper. In English, they call it rice paper. They might have some rice fiber in it. That's the reason. They also, I don't know, it refers to the absorbency, I guess. Rice paper is absorbent, right? Mm-hmm. It's not going to melt down. It's not edible, of course. There's rice paper for eating. In Vietnam, they make spring rolls. That's not the same.
I think it's because they use the hay.
Yeah, the hay.
The hay. The
straw.
rice.
Yeah.
The straw.
Oh,
the hay,
I see.
right,
Yes,
the fiber
yes.
from that.
So that's what it's rice paper.
Okay.
Yeah. The raw paper is not sized. Size, S-I-Z-E, is a noun in paper making. It's a material called size, not referring to the measurement. Okay,
Right.
It's not a measurement. It's the same word, but it's made of alum and glue. It's an animal glue. They mix these two to make size, and then they treat the paper to make it into a mature paper. In Chinese, 熟 or mature paper. The sized paper has no absorbency, so it's not smear. Does not smear. This one smears. Okay, that's the difference. So if we test, you can use clean water to test it. When you buy paper, we just use moisture from the mouth. But you can use just 1 drop of water to see the difference. Can you see that?
Yes.
So if I add some ink, you'll see that, and that's raw paper. You can see it smears, and this one, even I put ink onto the wet drop, it still stays the same, right?
It's a sharp edge.
Yeah, it forms a sharp edge. It's almost like the same as watercolor paper. If I can use a blotting paper like that to take it off. It stays on the surface. It's not bleed. I can do a drop. It stays where the stroke is. The boundary is the stroke. But if I do a drop here, and if I keep the brush on the paper for a few seconds, it will expand. Right? But if I put, see?
I see.
It's not absorbent. So it gives you more time to work with. And this paper is especially, the sized paper is designed for, mainly for gombi style. I have to have an example here. This is a gombi painting. It's done on Cicada Wing. It's very thin. That's where the name comes from. This is a normal sized paper. It functions the same. Actually, this one does not smear. So I painted it almost like a watercolor. You draw an outline, and you can see the watercolors almost right. So it's almost like a watercolor, but very soft, very soft. We don't mount it. We don't mount it until we finish. You can see behind me the mounting board I use. Let me just give them a shot. So you flat or you stretch the you stretch the painting afterwards with a wet mounting or dry mounting. So we don't stretch, we use a paper weight. Here are two brass matte paper weight, very traditional. You can see it takes too much space for small painting. So we use this one, is a metal, yeah, you can use. Okay. That's about the paper. Any questions about the paper? This one we normally use a liner. This brush we call it a small visual brush, detail brush. You can draw lines, you know, like this, and then you fill in the color or the ink with two brushes. One to charge, and then one to spread, to wash. This is a typical gongbi, or elaborate. Gongbi in Chinese are elaborate style. Elaborate style in English. So this is how we do it on this paper. So there are different approaches. If you try to do the things you want, like freestyle, spontaneous style on this, you will be frustrated because the ink is stiff, it's not moving. But if you do on this paper, if you try to draw a fine line, it will smear. You know, it's not going to be very fine. It has this kind of, you know, effect. That's what we like. But it's good to do spontaneous painting on this kind of paper, right? So you can see the ink, the charm of the smearing ink.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like smear, but I think that's the best part of Chinese brush painting.
It's very organic.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. See, this is more organic. This is more, it's not mechanical, but more controlled.
Right.
You can see the difference, right? But there, you know, like if you want, you can simulate this with wet into wet or something like that. It's more, but it's still different. You will see the edge, defined edge, even or too blurry or something. This one will record any stroke. The raw paper, you cannot combine two strokes. You can see the strokes older, right? Even you repeat, when you repeat, you will record all the move. So if you try to fix anything, people will see. So you try to do it in one stroke, not to. If you do it little by little, people will see that. You can do that little by little here. People won't notice that. You can do,
Yes.
You can do many layers to reach the depths you want. So this is layered. It's a process painting. This is more spontaneous painting. This is, we call it 写意. 写意means ideal writing, literally. Translate in English as expressionism or expressive or spontaneous painting. 写 means write. We don't say paint. We use the word to write because we use the same tool as the calligraphy. 意 means ideal. So you must have an idea, or expression, an image, a mind image to paint before you. In this one, you may paint more realistically, so we call it 写生 or paint from life, or 工笔 means elaborated brush work. 工笔 gong means detailed. or sometimes translated as outlined style, fine line style.
Mm-hmm.
They usually come with outline in Chinese. Outline may be absent in watercolor, but it is present in both 写意 and 工笔. You know, so the line is basic characteristic of Chinese brush painting. Any questions? If we paint without line, there's another style. It's between the two. Normally we paint on this paper, but we also could paint on this paper. We call it boneless, like this one has no bone in it. We call it boneless, boneless 墨骨, 墨骨, boneless, boneless. Understand? There's no outline, so you can actually paint a flower or leaf without the outline, or a branch without like flowers, I think mostly. So this is the bone refers to the outline.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do a flower petal like that, something like a rose, so there's no, if you can use color, directly, but if you can also outline the petal and then fill in the color. That's
but if you outline, then it becomes gongbi.
Gongbi, yeah.
Right.
The fine line gongbi. This was still 写意 because it's expressionistic, not elaborated like that.
Uh-huh.
So.
So if you were to add the line on this one, then we would.
This one can also have lines, but the line is more like this. I mean, just show you the difference. So if we draw a white flower, we have to use lines, right? If we draw a rose with this style, would be, I think, something like that. So it's very expressionistic still, not very fine like this one. If I draw the rose on the gongbi side, you may have first of all you have to have a real flower. This one I draw from memory or idea.
Mm-hmm.
This I normally would have a real flower in front of me. If not, I try to record. So you can really draw very fine, realistic lines like petals. Fine lines, and then you can fill in with the color, and the line may disappear in the end. So this is fine line, not outline. That is the difference. Okay, the difference is even the stem. I use lines and then the thorns. But this one I just draw a stem like one stroke. So just draw it like that. So everything's outlined in this gongbi style, like we did with the lotus, the water lily.
Yes.
Yeah. In this example, here you can see the outline in the flowers, but less outline is used. You can also add outlines on the leaves for the veins. I omitted that, so you can only see outline in the flowers. This is a semi-boneless, I would say. If there's no outline at all, it will be boneless. I think this, some distant leaves may not have any outline. So it's three different styles. Let me just number them so you get an idea. So one is the freestyle or spontaneous style, and two is the gongbi style, and the third is the mogu. And known as the boneless style. Bone means the outline. Okay, I think this one belongs to Gombi because we need to have a design. We just fill in the color without outline. This one is we should have no design to begin with, no sketch to begin with, only in your mind, so you can be free. Okay.
Okay.
So there are different subject matters, like animal or landscape, but in terms of style, these are the three styles. For different subject matter, you can use different styles to do. Okay. Do you have any questions about the brush and the paper now? Or color? Ink?
I have one more question about boneless.
Okay.
Boneless is done, can be done on either paper?
Oh, good
or
question.
Or just on that one?
Yeah, I think in maybe 80% you will see bonus on this kind of
On that
paper. But some also call this 写意 painting without outline, like this part bonus, but that's not accurate usage, I say. This part is outlined, so it's not bonus, right? But this part, if you don't use the veins, it's called bonus. Sometimes when they do a large, large leaf like lotus, they don't put any veins in it. They call it bonus. It is bonus, but yeah, I think you can also use this paper if you're an advanced artist. As the trend is to use Gombi. I mean, to use this paper for Gombi and use this paper for spontaneous. So there's a rule, and then there are broken rules.
Yeah.
Right? So there it's very hard to say. Just depends on the paper. So you can do very fine lines, very fine detail lines on this, like a Gombi. You can do a very expressive flower with a bug, or very detailed insect, or bee or something, or cricket. So that's another style you may see. It's a mixed. So it could be a very detailed bug with an expressionistic flower. So it could be mixed both, and you can see a flower in Gombi style, elaborate style, but the background could be very, like a bonus, or so it's a very. It could be mixed. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. We can show you some other samples and give you more idea. It's on my wall in the house, so you can see all these three later. In some classes I do 3 variations of the same flower. Like I have 3 variations of orchid. I have 3 variations of the water lilies. So I tend to do 3 in one class, so you can choose the style you like based on your preference, or you can mix up. You can mix them. This is a single Xuan. This is also single sized Xuan. There's different thickness. Some are thicker, we call double. Some single, some even triple. Triple are 3 layers. The more heavier, the less blurry, because it absorbs more. It takes more paint.
Right.
It's really a personal.
It goes down and spread out.
Yeah, exactly. So you spread out a single more horizontally. It absorbs more more deep inside if the paper is thicker. It's a personal preference. If you use thicker paper, you tend to use a more larger brush with more moisture to do. On this paper, I like the thinner one because this paper gives better, because we need to have something, a design underneath to trace. This is more transparent or translucent.
Yes.
Translucent, so you can see without a light box. But if you use the normal way, you can still see, but not
Not so good.
not so good.
Mm.
So there's a So for Kombi, I like Cicada Wing. It's very strong paper, but it's like almost like silk. Yeah, and but you know, it feels different. So if you do very rough strokes, you may like thicker ones. But this is very common weight. The thinner one is more specialty kind of. Yeah, this is a. So we have also other kind of paper like mulberry paper for landscape, mostly used for, and then hand paper with fibers. We can learn that later in the class if you like. Thanks for watching. If you need more information about the supplies, go to blueheronarts.com.